Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week number 3 edition of the 100 Yards and Running. I am your host, Reggie Walker. I am not going to keep you guys waiting. Man, what a week number 2 we had going into week 3. We already covered the Packers and the Commanders last week. I'm going to skip into Sunday because Monday we had two, not one, two games. So Sunday, America's game of the week, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the defending champion Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles taking on Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this game was going back and forth. Mahomes was doing Patrick Mahomes things, but the Eagles was hungry. Jalen Carter, since last week, he done paid his fine for spitting at Dak. They let him back onto the field, and he showed why he was an important piece of that Philly defense. Philly, and at the last second, beating the Chiefs by a score of 20-17. Now, for the first time in their franchise history, the Chiefs are 0-2. Now, going into week 3, and Giants fans, y'all gonna love this, because we got Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs going against Russell Wilson and the New York Giants next week, Sunday Night Football. This weekend, it's happening. It's going down. Both teams are 0-2 going into this week. Who wants it more? Now, here's my problem with the Giants, and I'm going to get on the Giants playing against Dallas and going on into the show. And I'm going to say this right now. I was impressed for what I saw from Russell Wilson. I know everybody was hot on him. Oh, Russ is not doing a good job. Let Russ cook. He did a damn good job to me. And I want to see what's going to happen Sunday night when the Giants go to Arrowhead and play the Kansas City Chiefs. Are they going to upset them? Or are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs that we know that they are? Are they going to be that powerhouse? Are they going to be the first team this season that goes into the playoffs to start 0-2? We'll see. Next, the Rams playing host to the Tennessee Titans. This is the new Rams football team that I was impressed with in the offseason, acquiring Devontae Adams from the New York Jets. They still got Precious Nacua on the other side of the ball. You got Matthew Stafford still playing elite the way that he's playing. It's sky's the limit for the Rams. Who would have thought that we would see the Rams start this season 2-0? That's amazing to me. It's a shock. And I want to see what's going to happen with the Rams going forward. But they play Tennessee. Cam Ward just got drafted this year to Tennessee. They got Calvin Ridley over there. They got some pieces. They got Travis Etienne at running back. They got some pieces over there. And they also got Tony Pollard from Dallas. So they got some pieces. But the Rams defense and that Rams offense, acquiring Devontae Adams, and still got Precious Nacua, and their slot receivers are good too. The Rams beat the Titans by a score of 33-19. Like I said, Matthew Stafford still could be elite. Is he MVP candidate this year? We'll see. The season just started. Now, for this team right here, when I heard this news, and it was breaking news, so I'm breaking it down here live. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow has a broken toe, and he is going to be out for 3 months. What does that mean for the Cincinnati Bengals moving forward? I'll tell you what that means. Cincinnati's season is in trouble. Let's call it what it is. They didn't protect Burrow enough. All the hits that he kept getting for the past 3 years started with his wrist, then is now his toe. Now it's too much for Joe Burrow. I said this numerous seasons, and I'm saying it now. Joe Burrow is on the wrong team. The Bengals is not doing him properly. The Bengals has to get better, and and it starts with the offensive line. I'm sorry. Joe Burrow is not going to get the protection that he needs without the proper offensive line to help him. But in this one, Cincinnati pulled it off. They played host to Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville with Travis Hunter over there. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter got a bromance going on, trying to create something. The Jaguars put up 27 points, but it wasn't enough. The Bengals held on just a little bit more with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins finishing them off. Bengals beat Jaguars by a score of 31-27. What's next from the Bengals from here on out? We're just going to have to see. This game was just a straight up annihilation. Baltimore, you finally did the right thing. After going back to the drawing board and seeing what Buffalo did to y'all last week, you finally got it together this week. You played the Cleveland Browns, but you got it together. Derrick Henry was running the ball. Zay Flowers was amazing. Mark Andrews was amazing. Lamar was Lamar. The defense was on point. And y'all beat the Cleveland Browns. Y'all not beat them. Y'all blew them out by a score of 41-17. Like I said, Lamar threw for 2 touchdowns. Man, freaking my boy, the King Henry, I love me some Derrick Henry. That's just me. King Henry rushing for $149 and running for 3 touchdowns with 22 carries on the field. That's just outstanding right there. If you keep utilizing Derrick Henry and trusting your offensive line, Baltimore can be dangerous in the playoffs. You know who else could be dangerous in the playoffs? I just spoke about this team earlier in the show. Josh Allen. Josh Allen, to me, he's my pick for MVP, and he's my pick going into the AFC Championship. They're my pick going out of the AFC. I got Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. I might be wrong. Let's see what happens. But for right now, last I'm going to get played the Jets and they blew out 30-10. But last night, they played host to the Miami Dolphins and beat the Dolphins by a score of 31-21. Tua throwing an interception at the last couple of seconds in the game. Josh Allen doing what Josh Allen does, bringing that ball down the field. James Cook was cooking. Shakira was cooking. Coleman was cooking. Dalton Kincaid came back. He caught 2 touchdown passes. Buffalo is a team, and you're hearing it from me. Buffalo is a team y'all do not want to see in the playoffs. And if you especially got to play them in their home turf, being that the Chiefs started 0-2, it can be hard to beat Buffalo at home. But Buffalo doing what Buffalo do. They beat the Jets by a score of 30-10 and also beating the Dolphins last night, Thursday Night Football, by a score of 31-21, moving the Buffalo Bills to 3-0. The Patriots defense, they got Mike Vrabel coming in, a former Patriot. They played host to the Tua, and the Dolphins did what the Patriots were supposed to do. They played defense. Drake May shocked me, threw the ball down the field. His receivers was on point, and his running back is dangerous. So they beat the Dolphins by a score of 33-26. Now, there's a lot of injuries, ladies and gentlemen, going into week number 3. And for this next game, and this is up in the air, a lot of people was high on San Francisco this year. Them letting go Deebo Samuel, them losing a lot of people on that team. Samuel going to the Commanders. So what they have now, Ayuk is injured. So they got to trust in these receivers. You still got George Kittle. You still got Christian McCaffrey. You have another running back, Mason, who can run the ball down the field. But your problem is your offensive line. And this is going to be questionable going into next week because Brock Purdy is questionable for next week. You know who else is questionable for next week? Justin Fields. Justin Fields will not be playing this weekend when the Jets play host to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why? Because Justin Fields is in concussion protocol. He's in concussion protocol, getting hit hard, playing Buffalo. When Buffalo blew them out, you only put up 10 points. Now the Jets is starting Tyrod Taylor for next week's game against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's see what Tyrod Taylor can do. He's a vet. He's been in the game for a while. He still can get the ball down the field. He can't run like Justin Fields, but he can get you some yards. So let's see what Tyrod Taylor can do next week. Now, to me, this should have been the game of the week. I spoke about this game earlier. The Giants and the Cowboys. This game could have went either way. Dak was being just through the last second interception, bad call. So much Malik Neighbors could get the ball down the field, and he's amazing. But the Cowboys got the job done, beating the Giants by a score of 40-37. Lions and Bears. The Lions, after starting their season, what Green Bay did to them last week, crushing them, the Lions got it together. Like I said, they got their pieces back. Jameer Gibbs is back. St. Brown is still there. They got some people. Montgomery is still there. You got Dan Campbell, but you don't have Aaron Glenn no more. He's with the Jets. You lost some key pieces on the defensive end of the ball with the coaching staff, but your defense is still solid. And we saw that, and they played Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. I don't see the Bears being a playoff team. Their offensive line is also a problem. Detroit's defense and offense was all over them. This was another blowout to me. Detroit got the job done, beating the Bears by a score of 52-21. Lions, Tigers, and what they did to the Bears. Oh my, that was a beating. Next, we got Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks hosting Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers thought, okay, since we beat the Jets, we're going to go right into Seattle and do the same thing to Sam Darnold. No. Sam Darnold said, Aaron Rodgers, not in my house. Seattle, crushing Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Rodgers was throwing interceptions. He couldn't get the ball down the field. Pittsburgh couldn't even run the ball down the field until the second half. Seattle was all over them on this game, and they defeated the Steelers 31-17. Is this trouble for Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers? The season is still young. Let's see. The Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, I am impressed with. And Kyler Murray can still throw the ball. He can run just like Justin Fields, so he can be dangerous. The Cardinals beating the Carolina Panthers by a score of 27-22. Now, this game could have went either way. Bryce Young, still young, talented quarterback. Him and Kyler Murray was going back and forth, but the defense was the key for Arizona, and they got the job done. Sunday night, we had the Atlanta Falcons playing host to J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson, and the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. Now, I get it. J.J. McCarthy, this is his first year, his first full year being an NFL quarterback because he didn't play last year because he was hurt. So to me, this is his official rookie year. My problem with the Cardinals is not their defense because Brian Flores is doing an amazing job over there on defense, getting the job done, but it's the offense. It is the offensive line. You got Addison, you got Jefferson, you brought back Adam Thielen to try to get some of the slack off of J.J. McCarthy, but I just don't see it working this season. Michael Penix Jr., Bijan Robinson, and the Atlanta Falcons, shocking. The Minnesota Vikings at home, beating the Vikings 22-6. The Vikings only could score 2 field goals. That's it. They couldn't score. They couldn't run. They couldn't throw. Atlanta was all over the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, he's questionable going into next week. See, we got a lot of injuries going into this season. Anything can happen in the National Football League. Monday night, we had 2 games. 2. We had Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks going to Houston, playing host to C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Now, Houston, y'all got a problem because now y'all got the talent. The talent is there. You got Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb as y'all running backs. You got Collins. You still got C.J. Stroud. Your defense is solid. But they were getting too tired, and they let Baker come back and do what Baker Mayfield does. With seconds going into the 4th quarter, ladies and gentlemen, Baker Mayfield brought the Tampa Bay Bucks all the way back from 15 points down. Houston, y'all was winning the whole game. What happened? Baker Mayfield happened to y'all. Baker Mayfield brought the Tampa Bay Bucks back from 15 points, defeating the Houston Texans by 1 point by a score of 20-19. The Bucks improved to 2-0. Houston, you have a problem. You fall to 0-2. Now, for those who will be watching this show, for my fans watching this show now, put it in the comments and we could talk about it next week. Out of all the teams that started 0-2 this week, what 0-2 team do y'all see making it to the playoffs? Starting 0-2. It's been done before, but a lot of teams, the Saints, the Jets, the Texans, this is a shot, Kansas City, the Giants, all those teams that I just mentioned are 0-2. Like I said, anything can happen in the NFL. But Houston, y'all had a problem. Y'all started 0-2. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. That running back that the Bucks got. Oh my God, Bubba Wallace or Bucky Irvin. They got Bubba Wallace and Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin was undrafted. He came into the NFL and he's just running all over He reminds me of Saquon Barkley. Look him up if you want to see him. Bucky Irvin, the running back for Tampa Bay. And this is why I say, Jets fans, y'all got your hands full next week because y'all play Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irvin, and the Tampa Bay Bucks at home. But you don't have Justin Fields. You got Tyrod Taylor. Now, I'm not saying that Tyrod Taylor is trash. I'm saying he hasn't played a snap since the preseason. With Fields being hurt, Everybody supported Fields. Oh, Fields is our guy. Fields is our number one QB. And this was the problem with Justin Fields. That's why they started Russell Wilson in Seattle, and Pittsburgh. Fields, with the problem of having concussion protocols, and the same thing with Tua getting hurt. Everybody was like, oh, Tua should retire early. He's getting hit too much. These quarterbacks like to scramble. They're getting hit too much. We've seen it with Lamar. We've seen it with Michael Vick. We've seen it with Donovan McNabb. We've seen it with Caleb Williams. We've seen it with Jaden Daniels. We're seeing it with Justin Fields. We're seeing it with Lamar Jackson. We're going to continue to see these things until these quarterbacks are starting to believe in their line and believe in their team. Because if you got a quarterback that's scrambling and he's rushing for 5, 10, or 15 yards, but you got the linebackers there, you got the strong safeties there, you got your cornerbacks there, they're going to hit that quarterback. And most of these quarterbacks that we're seeing now in the NFL, like the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, they don't slide. They want to hit you head on, or they're throwing their shoulder at you, and they're hitting you helmet, or they're hitting your shoulder. And that's why these quarterbacks get hurt and these concussions happen. So you got to protect your quarterback. Now, another game that happened Monday night, like I said, Monday night, it was a doubleheader. We got Justin Herbert and the Las Vegas Chargers going against Geno Smith, Mike Carroll, and the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas. So you got LA against Vegas. Justin Herbert doing what Justin Herbert does. And again, the Raiders, they just, it wasn't their night Sunday night. Geno couldn't get the ball down the field. Their running back, he's a rookie. He couldn't get the ball down the field. He rushed for a touchdown late in the game. But y'all only put up 9 points. That's not going to do it against a team like the Chargers. They brought back Jim Harbaugh, and they still got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert last year was with Josh Allen, an MVP candidate. And I can see the same thing happening again this year. Which one of them is going to knock Mahomes off of his hump? Now, everybody's teasing Patrick Mahomes, and he's one of my favorites, calling him, okay, I get it. He has a Kermit the Frog voice. We get it. The boy is still bad. The boy still can throw the ball down the field, and I get it. He got Travis Kelce as his tight end. All the Swifties are going to come over there now because Travis Kelce is engaged to Taylor Swift. Is that the reason for Kansas City's downfall going 0-2? No. Let me tell you what is. It's injuries. Injuries are happening. Like I said, we started seeing it in week 1 when players started going down, and we saw it in week 2 when players started going down. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Now, last night, I said this again last night, and I was highly anticipating watching this game because I wanted to see what the Dolphins was going to do. Were they going to bounce back, or were they going to let another one slip their fingers? They let another one slip their fingers. So me, Dolphins fans, you have to start over. Tyreek Hill only caught for 1 touchdown pass. Your running backs couldn't do nothing. Tua was scared. He got the ball. He was releasing the ball early. He was trying to keep up with Josh Allen. Their defense was okay, but Buffalo's defense was better, and they wanted it more. So now, Miami and the Jets is at the bottom of the AFC East at 0-2, while the Patriots is at 1-1, and the Buffalo Bills up there by themselves, 3-0. Next week, Sunday night, we got Giants Chiefs. That's going to be good. That's going to be a good game. We got Bengals and Vikings, 2-0 against a 1-1 team. My pick for this one, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But if I had to pick, I got the Bengals over the Vikings. Steelers, Patriots. Both of those teams are 1-1. Is Aaron Rodgers going to bounce back, or that Patriots defense is still going to be hungry? And can you trust Drake May? That's the problem in New England. For this one, I'm picking the Steelers over the Patriots. That's my picks. Colts and Titans. Daniel Jones. You wait, and I said this last week. You wait to lead the Giants. I want to go start over in Indianapolis. And now you want to play like you're Baker Mayfield? The Colts are 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. And they play the Titans. Can we see the Colts going 3-0? It's up in the air. But for my pick, I'm picking the Colts on this one. Then we got the Texans against the Jaguars. To me, and this is just me, I do not see Houston going 0-3. With the talent that they have on that team, with C.J. Stroud at quarterback, you got Nick Chubb and Joe Mixon as running backs. You got to put somebody else. You got to give CJ another weapon. To me, they're missing a weapon because you got Nico Collins. He's your number one. But every Batman needs a Robin. And to me, Nico Collins needs help on the receiving end of the ball. But to me, I still see Houston pulling this off against Jacksonville because I do not see Houston going 0-3. If they do go 0-3, I'm sorry. I'm saying it. You heard it from me. You heard it from your boy. They are not going to the playoffs. I'm sorry. No team in the history in the NFL went 0-3 and made it to the playoffs. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. I love for my fans to reenact because I love the game of football. It's fun. We all love it. It's fun. But next week is going to be even more fun. You got the Falcons and you got the Panthers. The Panthers starting 0-2. The Falcons being impressive 1-1. I see the Falcons keeping that momentum. My pick, if they stay with Michael Penix Jr., I got the Falcons over the Panthers. Now, to me, this game right here is America's game of the week because both of these teams are 2-0. You got the Rams in LA. That's Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, Precious Nakua. On the other side, you have the defending Super Bowl champions. You got Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. My pick for this game, as much as I like the Rams, I don't see them beating the Eagles in Philadelphia. They got Jalen Carter back. Saquon Barkley won another ring. And the Eagles right now are playing like they are the world champions. So I see the Eagles upsetting the Rams, giving the Rams their first loss of the season. My pick is the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's going to be tough for me, and Jets fans, don't hate me. You got the New York Jets. No Justin Fields. Tyrod Taylor, the backup QB. Going to Tampa, playing Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irvin. Mike Evans is still over there. He's still elite. And that defense is good because Todd Bowles is their coach. So you got Jets, Bucks, and Tampa. My pick, as much as I love the Jets defense, I just don't see them getting over Baker Mayfield. I see the Buccaneers upsetting the Jets, and I see the Buccaneers, for the first time since they won a Super Bowl in 19 and I think it was 2011 or 12. I think it was 2012 when the Buccaneers had Warren Sapp and they had Rondé Barber on the defense. The Buccaneers were good that year and they won the Super Bowl. Can we see this Bucs team do it with Todd Bowles? They playing the Jets, but I see the Bucs beating the Jets and proving it 3-0. Sorry, Jets fans. You're going to hate me again next week. Raiders, Commanders. Now, the Commanders announced today, with the injury of Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota was going to start this week. Marcus Mariota is a good backup. I would put him with the Jameis Winstons and the Teddy Bridgewaters and so on and so forth. I can see Marcus Mariota being good, but you're playing the Raiders. They got Max Crosby back over there, and the Raiders' defense is great. But the only problem for me with the Raiders, y'all got Geno Smith as y'all quarterback. And I'm sorry. Hate me now, but to me, Geno Smith looked like he belonged in Planet of the Apes, not playing for the Raiders. He looks like an ape to me. I'm sorry, but he's good, but he's not good enough to beat the Commanders in Washington. I got the Commanders beating the Raiders in Washington. That's my pick for that. Packers, Browns, since Green Bay, and this to me was their version. This is the NFL's version of Heist of the Century. For my wrestling fans, and we're going to talk about that on our wrestling show, but this is the football show. The Green Bay Packers pulled the Heist of the Century. And that's all your fault, Jerry Jones. Because all you had to do was pay Micah Parsons the money that he wanted to stay there for your football team. The guys loved him. Dak wanted him back. CD wanted him back. You let him go. You traded him to Green Bay for Kenny Clark and 2 first-round draft picks. To me, the Packers is a playoff team this year. They're young. They're hungry. They're talented. Their defense got better. They can run the ball because Josh Jacobs is a beast. You can put him up there with Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley and a few other running backs. Green Bay can be a problem in the playoffs. So I'm picking the Packers over the Browns because I don't see the Browns beating this Packers team this hungry. Broncos, Chargers, 4-5 CBS. To me, I got the Chargers at home, staying red hot. Jim Harbaugh is not going to let his guys come off the wagon now. I see Justin Herbert throwing for 3 or 4 touchdowns. Not saying that Sean Payton and Bo Nix and the Broncos can't get it done because they are talented. But they are not more talented on paper than the Chargers on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And that's just me. Khalil Mack is still dangerous. And Justin Herbert. They got Justin Herbert. Then you bring in Najee Harris from Pittsburgh as your running back. With Justin Herbert and that offensive line? Sky's the limit for the Chargers. To me, the AFC West is wide open. Because you got Kansas City starting 0-2. Now you got the Chargers in that division. Leading that division is 2-0. I see the Chargers being 3-0 and beating the Broncos. I could be wrong. But in this situation, playing at home, being red hot like the Chargers are, I don't see it happening. Saints fans and Seattle. To me, and this might shock you, I do not see the Saints winning a single game this season. You got Spencer Rattler as your quarterback. Can somebody tell me who in the heck is Spencer Rattler? Where did he come from? What college did he go to? Why did the Saints draft him? I have seen nothing yet from you. I mean, you still got Elvin Kamara over there. That's it. You got Roma Doomsday. You got some guys over there. But y'all need help. And Spencer Rattler is not your help. So I see the Saints, just like I see the Cleveland Browns, and we're going to have this discussion next week. What 0-3 team is going to lead the charge going to next year's draft? Because that's what it is. It's a competition of the draft. It's a competition on who's going to draft the hottest kid that some people claim in Arch Manning. It's a competition to see who's going to draft Arch. But now we have the Cardinals, and this is going to be another good game to me. Cardinals, Niners. Both of them are 2-0. But the only thing with this game is Brock Purdy is questionable with a knee injury. Injuries can be real in the NFL. Now, we're going to find out during the week, and I'll keep you guys posted during the week on whether they're going to start Brock Purdy or is he going to sit out this game playing against the Arizona Cardinals. You're playing at home. Like I said, you got Christian McCaffrey back, but can your quarterback get the ball down the field and get the ball to George Kittle and those receivers? To me, I got the Cardinals over the Niners. That's just these are my picks. Now, the late game, we got Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys playing Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Dak is back. He was injured last year. CeeDee Lamb is back after dropping those passes and then getting it together against the Giants. Now you're coming in and you're playing Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. It's going to sting me to say this, but I am picking Dallas to keep their momentum over Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. I do not see Caleb Williams beating Dak Prescott. I do not see the Bears beating the Cowboys. So my pick is Dallas over the Bears. Monday night is going to be a crazy game. We got Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, Dan Campbell, and those Detroit Lions playing host to King Henry, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and that defense and Roquan Smith and others and the Baltimore Ravens. In Baltimore, Monday Night Football. This is a tough one to pick, but I'm going to pick it anyway. I just don't see the Ravens blowing the Lions out. It's going to be close. But if I had to pick who's going to win this game, I would have to go with Lamar and the Ravens by a score of 30-27. And here's why. Detroit, as solid as your defense is, it's not the same anymore. Your secondary is suspect. Your front seven is solid. But your linebackers, they got to get on their edge. And your cornerbacks and your safeties are suspect. I see Lamar rushing all over you guys. I see Zay Flowers coming back red hot. They got weapons over there in Baltimore. So, like I said, I see this game being close, but my edge is going to go to the Ravens at home. So my pick is the Ravens at home for week number 3. Folks, thank you for tuning in to week number 2 of 100 yards and running, going into week number 3. Thursday night, next week, we have Seattle playing host to Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. That could be a good one, and I'm going to give y'all my pick for Thursday's game right now. On Prime Video, at home, I'm going with Kyler Murray because they got Marvin Harrison Jr. and they got James Conner at running back. Cardinals could be dangerous, so I'm going over the Cardinals over the Seahawks. And that is my picks for week number 3. Folks, I want to thank my fans for tuning in. Tune in next week as I recap week number 3 going into week number 4. Like I said, out of those 0-2 teams, which one do y'all see making the playoffs? And I'll give y'all my pick next week. I want to thank my fans for tuning in. This is your boy Reggie. Peace and love. We out.